Okay, welcome to the show, Sharon Marie Cline, internationally acclaimed soulful jazz vocal stylist, also known as the Divine Miss Cline, because of your dreamy, romantic quality of voice. You've dubbed live concerts and you sing jazz and soul contemporary classic songs at festivals, jazz clubs, special events worldwide. There's loads more to talk about with you, Sharon, so thank you so much for joining us, and please do tell us more.
Well, thank you for that intro, Tom. I love music, and I believe music, like Skyler does, is the catalyst for change. It is also because it's the catalyst to the heart. It really enlivens memories. It inspires emotion and thought towards something greater than self. So I have kind of dedicated my life to that, being on the journey of navigating with my heart. And I find that music leads me there. I studied music in school. I studied classically. I sang opera since I was in high school. I did my thesis in college. I did a nightclub act with my thesis. And I did musical theater. And then I just started letting my talent hit the road. I started getting in regional theater, doing musicals. I jumped into a couple of musicals that I think if I were an older, less naive person, I wouldn't have jumped into. I jumped into an off-Broadway. It wasn't off-Broadway, but it was an off-Broadway cast. It was in Florida. It was in St. Petersburg, Florida, but West Palm Beach, Florida. But of all starring Broadway stars, the one person had a death in the family. I jumped in and learned how to tap dance and do the role in a week.
Wow.
I just did it. I just did it because it fed my heart. I mean, when I got there and I really saw what went on. I kind of had a freak out moment. It's like, oh my God, why did I do this? but I jumped in, they supported me, and we had great shows. So I've kind of led my career by following my heart and then watching how my heart impacts others. And that's what I do.
Wow.
There's many more things to say when you'll ask those questions.
Which one of them do you love to do the most?
What, acting or singing? Or live?
Any one of them.
A really hard question. Music for me is I can feel the interplay. I can feel the connection from source out to the other, and I can feel when it's landing, and I can feel the energy coming back, and I can feel the connection. I'm pretending like the band's behind me, but I can feel the connection of the band with me. So there is something really, really powerful and alchemical about doing a live performance as a musician. And there's an interpretation that comes from how a note that someone plays hits me. That is just, I mean, I can't get off the juice of that there, because there is, but then at the same time, as an actress on stage, there are those same moments of, you're reacting to another actor's, what they're giving off to you. And it's different every moment. I think there's more control as a singer than as an actor. And so maybe I like that.
Yeah.
But I love
it. It's nothing like singing. You can't plug your voice in, right?
Right.
So you're always continuously coming from source and directly from your soul and your heart, right? And you might sing some different notes tomorrow night, right?
Right.
With computers, you have to program your thoughts into the computer and read it back.
Right.
That's not spontaneous, right? And that's not instant gratification. Tom, got a question?
Well, I do. I mean, just having a look at your website, I had a little look at your calendar, and I know this is probably time we actually get this produced out on YouTube is going to be after the fact. But in actual fact, early January, you are a very busy lady. You've got a gig tomorrow. There'll be the 4th of January. That's tomorrow. You've got another gig on the 9th of January, and other gigs in. You just seems to me you're always on the go. That's incredible.
It is, and it is hard to, that is something that is a constant job. I spend a lot of time cocooning to prepare for this type of work, because it's my responsibility for my instrument to be calm, clear, open, so that I can actually ride soar. I'm really, really lucky. I'm really, really blessed. I want to say it's the energy that's doing it, because I don't really have a lot of agency representation. I don't go after a lot of these gigs. I get asked to do them, and that's probably because I'm doing what I love. And there's something about that. And not to say that I'm not working my behind off. Not to say that I'm not working that off, because I am, but I'm working it off on following what I desire. I'm not knocking. I used to knock on a lot of doors. I used to send tons of emails. I used to send like 20 emails out to get one response back. To say, oh yeah, we really like you. We'll see what's going to happen later. Yeah. I don't do that as much anymore. I stay really intentional in what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it is hard. It's hard to have so much going on and then to keep creating, and so I'm kind of in that challenge right now. Right now, I'm just trying to make sure I do a good show.
Like I said, to get in front of people is the most gratifying thing that you could ever do, because for that 5 minutes, you have control of the room. Mm-hmm. Right now, it's all about whatever the content is about. Right. Yeah. And so, like our show, what we do here, Ryan and Tom and I, we celebrate positive lyrical content, right? It could be any kind of instrumentation whatsoever, but we're promoting positive music. The cool thing about that is like when you see people go, wow, that's cool. You didn't talk about yourself. Ryan, you got a question?
I'm always curious, like, especially you, I mean, as many live shows as you do, and to the level of your singing. For any advice for the singers, like, how do you keep your voice strong? And you know what I mean? Like, I sing karaoke and I've lost my voice for weeks. Like, how do you train your vocals?
Wow, that's a good question. I think self-care is the most important thing.
Okay.
It's meaning getting rest. That's why I say I cocoon myself sometimes. Yeah. I don't get to I have to choose between a movie and dinner sometimes, because I can't go that long out in the world doing a lot of things and using this voice and spending my energy. I have to take care of self. I have to drink a lot of water. I have to figure out what my diet is, because every person's diet is different. I can't say only, I can't say, plant-based diet is the way to go. I can't say, all meat is the way to go. I tend to like protein because it gives me energy, but then I need to drink a lot of water. I drink a lot of water. I rest. I try to do things that bring me joy, and that helps to keep me going. Also, how you use your voice when you're performing. There are certain, working from your diaphragm, not screaming, not pushing beyond your abilities is important. Not talking is important. But you learn those things. Yeah. I mean, and also as you age, certain things change. So now it's way more important that I don't talk on the phone or to other people 8 hours a day and then think I'm going to go sing.
Yeah.
Because all that air is drying out my throat. And it's important that I rest, so that I have a story.
Most important.
Yeah,
most
really
important. See, you can't plug your voice in. right?
Right.
The cool thing about that, like, it's acting too. You're an actress.
Mhm.
And no matter what topic you're doing, you got to make people believe you're singing that to them for the first time.
Yes. Yeah.
And they never forget you if you do that.
Mhm.
If you get eye contact with people and they go, you know what? I'm going out to see Sharon. I've been listening to her music and I can't wait, right? And they get out there and you look right at them when you sing and they go, there, I got what I wanted.
Yeah. Yeah.
She sang to me,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Now, do you write social conscious music?
I don't yet. I am a social conscious person though.
Yeah,
I,
most definitely.
and the like I do what I call deranging of certain songs. And they are moving in that direction. Like I did a derangement of God Rest You Merry Gentlemen that was definitely a social consciousness piece, because I also did a YouTube, like an audio visual kind of thing with it. It's about really remembering and fighting for the joy. It came out around the time of the Paris bombings,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was just so. And unfortunately, it's still very relevant today
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
so many different ways. But I arrange my music to kind of, I arrange others' music through my voice to
Right.
express the piece. I did the same thing with Silent Night and what I felt that meant. And I did some altering of the ego, of the egos, altering of the lyrics
Yeah.
to express, interesting, that we're more than our ego, really. That the time is now to elevate. There's why was that baby born? Why what so I do that, and then I also have my own. I call it a podcast. It's a short form offering of a touch to the heart. It's called Navigate with Your Heart. So
Yes.
it's about being inspired from what is truly yours to bring something different to the world. And so, like I said, I am a socially conscious, global, heartfelt person. And some music is coming. How about that?
What if you had the chance, what topics would you in a positive, because like I said, there's all kind of social conscious music.
Sure.
But what we're trying to do is excuse me, I'm getting over a cold.
Yeah.
We're trying to promote positive music because people are tired of bad news, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, I've written for, cancer survivors and the environment, the homelessness and, all kinds of stuff. And I did that for a long time, but now I'm all about equality, right? I want to abolish racism because that's stupid as, age discrimination in music is stupid, right? Racism in music is stupid. It's not cool. And so my thing is, I want the young people to experience human beings and their expression through whatever instrument they're using, right? Instead of pushing buttons.
Right. Yeah.
And I want them to see these talented people that, you can take one bass and have 15 people play the bass and they all got different techniques, right? When I look at Stevie Wonder and he wrote "You Are the Sunshine of My Life" and people do renditions of it, they're all trying to sing it same melody but a little different.
Yeah.
I did a show where I took 5 bands and I had them all play the same songs.
Yeah.
And it still sounded different because everybody got their own technique. You can't get that from a computer.
Right. Yeah.
Tom, you got a question?
Well, I do. Having read, as I did earlier, your website, I noticed that I want to know what a jazz afternoon consists of, because some of your gigs you've got coming up and that you've done previously, just as the end of the year came along, were jazz afternoons. I can envisage, as a typical Brit, I can envisage sitting there with a cup of tea, maybe some sandwiches and just listening to some smooth jazz. I mean, I don't what does a jazz afternoon with you consist of?
Yeah, jazzy afternoon is like kind of I took that from the song "A Lazy Afternoon," and it isn't that it's lazy, but it's like laid back, chill, letting the artistry kind of move through you and the evening evolve, or the afternoon evolve. So it's like what you're talking about was at a beautiful winery called Urban Press Winery, and it was just glass of wine, glass of champagne, singing my song. I invited some of my favorite musician friends to come sit in, and that's kind of just flowed with the afternoon with me as the conductor.
Fantastic. That sounds amazing.
And it was a very intimate experience for everyone. And people told me they left happy. They left, and that is one of the things that I do is, for me, music is about an experience.
That's right.
So I create an experience. So that's what the jazzy afternoons are about, like laid back flow. And I flood the love. I shared the love. I do a little bit of preaching only. When I perform, just because it's my soapbox. So my preaching is really about the heart. It really is. And when I say, look, I got the heart on. When I say the heart, I mean that high heart, that pure connection to what is authentically you. And I do think that's what my music is about, even though I'm not singing music I've written yet. Singing about what sparks your connection to your heart. Because if we all would just do that one little thing about trying to make ourselves happy and making others happy, imagine the world we live in, basically.
Ryan, do you got a question?
Yeah, earlier you mentioned, you're kind of over the days of having to send out email after email and all this sort of like hunting, I guess. With 2022, 2023 now, and the rise of social media, I mean, what are your thoughts on how active are you there? How important, I guess, even for singers, artists, do you feel is there as a presence on social media?
Yeah, it is very important. And instead of reaching out to the vendors who actually are looking at social media, I'm reaching out to grow a public, to grow fans, to share what it is I have to say, to see if they like it. And then they'll come to the shows, hopefully. They'll buy, well, they won't buy my music usually anymore, but they'll download my music.
Stream it,
So I'm very active on social media, very. I get a lot of response from my Facebook page. However, Instagram is doing your stories and posting pictures. It's fun. It's fun to do. And I definitely get a lot. I have a lot of fans there, but I get a lot of more like comments and things on Facebook. So between the two of those are my two.
All right.
Favorites.
Two big ones.
Yeah.
They're good.
Now, see, this show is about social conscious music. I would love for you to write a social conscious song, and we promote it. We plan to start doing festivals. That's our thing around social consciousness, right? And because people are looking for good news. They're tired of bad news, right? And so we're going to have good news festivals, right? And take them around the globe. That's music for global change, and have you sing with some instruments that you normally wouldn't sing with, right? From people writing music from different countries. That's I'm trying to fuse. I'm trying to collaborate. Bring people together for collaborations around the world, and we can do that now.
It's a collaborative time for sure. I would love to do that.
The kora is a beautiful instrument. We had a sister on playing the kora.
Wow.
I want to get some like Americans to sing over African instruments.
I love that. Yeah.
With a beat, and different instruments from Portugal and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And I think if we do that, first of all, you collaborating with some of my friends from different countries. Tom, you got another question before we go?
Well, I just wanted to say, obviously we've touched on it already with your socials, is how best do people see what you're doing and get hold of you or interact with you?
Yeah, going to my website, SharonMarieCline.com. And it's Cline with a C, like Patsy Cline, although I don't sing her music. But still, Pat sister. SharonMarieCline.com. And you can join my mailing list. It's
cool.
My newsletter. I do one a week. It's very tasteful. We don't bombard your email account, but you'll find out what I'm doing. You'll hear about Navigate with Your Heart. Anything I release new. I just released a single a couple months ago called Love Will Follow, and it's doing really, really well out there. So help spread the word. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you.
SharonMarieCline.com. Yeah.
Wonderful. Ryan, you want to get one more in too?
I'm on your website right now, and you have a calendar. I don't know what that's about.
Grand.
Oh, you mean
Song calendar.
Oh, yes. I have not talked about my Navigate with Your Heart calendar. Do I have one here? Oh, yeah. There it is. This is it.
All right.
It's in its 7th iteration. Navigate with Your Heart is my moniker, my motto, and my podcast. So I do a calendar every year. I curate it. I find quotes that I like for the year. They're all positive. It starts off, this is January. And, they're just beautiful images, beautiful things.
Positivity. Love it.
Yeah. And nice. So I spend time, and then I share it. So I give them away. But yeah, or you can buy one for $12 on my calendar.
Yeah. Sharon, thank you for the privilege of your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. And namaste to your sister.
Thank you so much for watching. To stay up to date, please click subscribe and hit the bell. You can also join our group on Facebook and find us on LinkedIn and Instagram.